This is a Ouija board that transformed into a website. I can control it with my mouse, and from here everything seems normal. But if I start talking to my computer,
Is anybody here?
it will respond to me. And all this thanks to ChatGPT. I never integrated any AI tools in any projects ever, but with the AI at our doors, I might be in trouble if I don't start now. In this video, you will see each step of this process as long as a disturbing discussion I had with the Ouija board. And all this starting right now with the visual. So to make my own Ouija board, I use Midjourney, an AI tool to help me with the basic elements such as the plane texture, the sun for the yes, the moon for the no, and some weird stuff that brings a dark side to the project. So much that if you browse my Midjourney profile, you'll probably think I'm a satanist. I integrated all these assets together, adjust some colors, and finish with this awesome result. But I had to continue, because we're on September 22nd, and my goal is to finish this project for Halloween. The clock is ticking. Now I have my visual, it's time to start coding. So I created a new project, and to save time, I brought some foundational code from my game engine, cleaned up what I did not need, and prepared what I will use. With all the setup done, I've been able to import my board image, change the background color to black, this was a hard one, just joking, and start to add some pointers that will be used to move the mouse. I also added a test button that will be used later for testing purposes, and after 4 years working as a web developer, I never knew what I'm about to discover. I originally planned to start by moving only the cursor and add the planchette after. This is how it's called apparently, a planchette. But surprisingly, I cannot move the cursor by programmation for security reasons. I mean, who cares? I discovered that to move the cursor as I wanted, I needed to move an object through the cursor, which means make an object follow the cursor position, then hide the cursor. And that was exactly what I needed. So I came back to the visual, generated a planchette with Midjourney based on one I found on Google, and removed the background. Once I was satisfied with the result, I imported it right into my project, replaced the cursor with the planchette, it's so funny to say, and voila! I also made it rotate when moving to give it a more realistic feeling. Next, I implemented the movement functionality that is triggered by the test button. So now if I click on the test button, it moves the cursor based on the list of pointers I gave. Well, almost. And since I knew some of them were working, I was confident enough to place all the pointers left in the good place. It was very boring and repetitive, but I finally got there, and there were some numbers that made me laugh during the process. With the visual stuff done, the next step was to connect the Ouija board to ChatGPT. I subscribed to the OpenAI paid plan because I needed to access their API, and started to read the documentation. I was very surprised by how simple it was. I mean, that was supposed to be the unknown part. The documentation was so clear and so simple that the connection was established easily. Which brought me to the interesting part, crafting the prompt that will manage the game. Because since I've set up all the foundation of the project, I can now tackle the ChatGPT prompt. So the way I usually work with ChatGPT when I have to make a big complex prompt like this is that I start by crafting my prompt in Google Doc file. It's bigger, I have all the places I want to edit, and I can easily save it for later. I'm not an expert in prompting, but just in case you're curious, this is how I structured my prompt. I start by giving the context, followed by some important notes, and the description of the entity as long as some personality traits. This will probably change in the future, but I will use it more like a starting point for now. So we've got the visual, we are able to move the palette, we have our prompt, but the last thing we need before integrating all these functionalities together is the voice part. And for that I will use Whisper. Whisper is another AI tool also created by OpenAI, the guys who created ChatGPT. So that means I only need one subscription for both services. That's super cool. But their API requires me to send an audio file, which means I need to activate the microphone, and this is something I never done before. So after doing some research on Google, I was very surprised by how fast I found a guy who already did something like this. I only had to make some adjustments like recording when the spacebar is pressed, fixing some things that would have been easier to fix if I knew what I was doing at this time. Is anybody here? And that's it, it works. Okay, I was feeling very stupid sometimes. Is anybody here? Who are you? Is anybody here? What is your name? Who are you? But, you know, it is what it is. And with the microphone working, I got the last missing piece of the puzzle to start integrating all these together. But all the functionalities I did before needed a more solid architecture, because in fact they were working individually, but now they need to work together. So I did a refactor, and when things were starting to work together, I realized ChatGPT was not giving the answer I wanted it to give. So I tried to fix it, but it seemed impossible to force it to have the exact behavior I wanted it to have, based on the big prompt I did. So I had to change my strategy. Instead of giving it a huge description of what you will need to do, I gave it a little context, some information about the character, and a list of 100 pre-answered questions. To do so, I crafted a prompt to generate 100 questions we can ask to a Ouija board. Then crafted another prompt to generate the character with all the information here, then copy-paste this into my final prompt. But the result talks by itself. And the very last thing I wanted to add was a system that supports multiple entities. Now each time you connect with an entity, it is a different one. So it's kind of nice because it makes you want to try it again and find another entity that you never saw. So now let's try this out. That's the first time I'm doing this actually. I might be a little bit stressed, but that's okay. Let's get started. Is anybody here? And we'll see. So I have like two types of entities. I have like someone who died, and the other one is a demon. I hope we'll see both of them. Okay, second questions. What is your name? I'm ready. So S E Serafina Blackthorn. Are you a girl? Oh. We'll just ask it. Ah, yes. I mean, the feeling of playing this game is so awesome. Are you a good spirit or a bad spirit? No, sorry. Are you a good spirit? I hope my question was enough clear.
A few moments later.
She's probably a little bit confused because I was. Okay, let's try it again. And I will just move the mouse, and this is probably something I will need to fix. Like maybe she said yes, but since it was already there, it just didn't move. So this is probably something I should fix. So we'll just place it there for now, and we'll ask the question again. Are you a good spirit? Yes. Okay. Okay. How did you die? Illness? Illness. Sorry, I'm French, so I need Google Translate. Oh, okay, I see now. Illness. Okay. What else? Oh yeah. Do you have a message for us? We'll see. Yes, okay. What is the message you have for us? Oh, shit, the paper. S P R E A D. So I guess it's spread. Spread kindness and love. Basically. That's very nice. Because she's a good spirit. Is anybody here? What is your name? I S A B E L A D. So I got Isabella Diavolo. Okay, Isabella, are you a good spirit? I guess yes. Oh no. Okay. Okay. Do you love us? No. Okay. How old are you? A V E. What the heck, man? R. Oh, never. She doesn't have any H, I guess. Okay. Are you close? I don't know. Maybe she's just right here. Oh, yes. Where are you? I M T H E S H A D O W S. In the shadow.